Good day everyone, this is Alvin again from the Philippines and welcome to my top 10 standouts in the Sashing ceremony and presentation of Miss Mega Bintang Indonesia 2023. Welcome. So days ago, 2 days or last night, I cannot remember exactly, but the presentation and the sashing ceremony of Miss Mega Bintang Indonesia happened, where all the candidates were given the sash and presented themselves, and the winner of this pageant will represent Indonesia at Miss Grand International 2023, and I have to say it was an outstanding production. So I have no background about the ladies that are competing this year, so which means that everything that I'm going to say today is just purely based on that event. So I'm so excited to follow the other events of this pageant, but for now, let's begin with the sashing ceremonies. I don't know who are the favorites, who are, leading the list of favorites from others, but here are the 10 standouts in my opinion. Starting with my number 10, excuse me, Medan, Vanya Kwan. Sometimes extra moves and extra things that candidates do on stage work, but sometimes it doesn't. For Vanya, her moves were very pageanty and very rehearsed. That's how it appears to me. The extras would only work if it has a natural flow and if it looks natural on stage. And the only reason why I placed her here in my top 10 is because she's very confident, she's very beautiful, and she has a very strong stage presence. I actually like her beauty. But again, if she wanted to do some extra movements on stage, that's okay. We would appreciate that, especially if it looked really well. But she needs to work and make it look natural. Number 9 goes to Jakarta, Vanya Agustina. I really wanted to see a different styling from her, especially from the neck up, because I think she's beautiful, but I am not seeing the best version of herself and her styling and beauty on that event. And her look doesn't give me Miss Grand International vibes yet. Since the winner goes to the international pageant, I am really looking for someone who's giving us that international caliber vibes. And also, her walk and performance were solid. So those were the saving factors and the reasons on why she made it in my number 9. Number 8 goes to Mamuju, Andy Ichahardi. This girl got a lot of potentials. I think based on how they look that night, she's one of my favorites in terms of face value. And she has a very sweet and girl next door type of beauty. But when it comes to performance, I felt like it was a very safe performance. As the first performer, you have to set the bar very high right away, and she needs to give a bit more energy, a bit more pizzazz to be remembered, or else you'll be forgotten right away being the first performer. And hopefully next events of this competition she'll go all out next time, but I'm glad that the entire performance she was able to make it regal and classy, and that's one thing that I appreciate about her. Number 7 goes to Manado, Chessie and Ribka. I like her skin complexion, but I would really love to see a gown color that would perfectly complement her skin tone. I love how playful she was on stage, but she tends to open her mouth by a lot, and it's kind of distracting, and it appears as if it's a bit overdone to me. So I really hope that she could at least minimize them. And even the music box turn that she did, it looked a bit overdone too. I also wanted to see some firmness and some more push in terms of the walk and the arm gestures, the movements. Overall, I still think she's very interesting and transformable. And one thing that I love about this organization is that they know how to transform their candidates. And with this woman, I see that potentials. And also, performance needs some more polishing. Number 6 goes to Jakarta. Michelle Ayu. I am really in love with her beauty. She has the charm and charisma when she is on stage. However, I know those hand gestures that she's doing was an indication of balance issue. And she needs to work that out. And also, I have to point out that her walk was quite underwhelming, which is a little bit disappointing in my opinion, because when she came out, it was like, wow, this girl is beautiful. But that walk was, going into international pageant, a little bit underwhelming, as what I've said earlier. She has the potentials to be a winner of this batch, but she needs to solidify her walk and make it a lot stronger to go head to head with other nations competing for the pageant. Number 5 goes to Jakarta. Valerie Avril. She was glowing on stage, and although her beauty hasn't warmed up to me yet, I have to admit that I commend her strong stage presence and solid walk during the presentation. She was great too. Number 4, Palembang. Ritasha, well, great. I love her very model-esque features. Her poses and silhouettes were great, and the walk and the turn that she gave were also pretty solid. I just wasn't a fan of the dress. I felt like it's a little bit tacky in my opinion, but with a much better dress, she could go a lot higher in this list. Overall, definitely a front runner of this batch. Number 3 goes to Manado. Vanessa Hutter. Can I just say that this over-the-head covering have worked before in other pageant. It only worked once or twice, but in my opinion, it doesn't work anymore. I mean, because I felt like the wow moment of having this removing the thing on the head is starting to fade. Because we have seen that many times. It has been executed similarly, no difference at all. So it doesn't work anymore. So I really hope that no one does it again. However, for Vanessa, I think she's very interesting. She's very confident and has definitely delivered a solid performance either way. Beautiful girl, really great on stage. So she is also a top contender in my opinion. She has that aura that translates a message to me that she's strong. And I got that message right away. Number 2 goes to Medan. Feby Denga. This girl is on my list for front runner. It was a very solid presentation. I love her overall styling. Very clean, well polished, and I love her gown choice as well. It fits her perfectly. The color was a perfect match for her. She showcased the gown very well. In the last execution, where she was at the end of the runway, followed by that pose, that was amazing. That was incredible. So well done to her because she did great. And to me, my number 1 choice after watching the Sashing ceremony and the presentation, I think she was the best of the night. 𝐁𝐈𝐿. Raya Hack. Now, we have a candidate that I can already see in a sure top 5 or possibly winning this competition. What a stunning face. And what I love about her is that she knows how to work very well with the camera. This girl knows her angles. I also love the gown choice. It's serving queen realness, and a classic and clean performance was just perfect. See, this woman was able to deliver a clean, solid performance without extra movements, without anything extra, but she still nailed it. Because it's not about the extra moves, it's all about how you present yourself, how you carry yourself, and the aura that you exudes. That's unmatched. So that's why she's my number 1, the best during that night. So I would love to know your thoughts. Again, as I've said, I have no background of all of all these ladies. So I wanted to know your thoughts as well, whether you agree with my list or not, or if there are other ladies that you think I missed. So don't forget to leave your comments below. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and share the video as well. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe because you'll be seeing more of these videos in the future. For now, thank you very much and have a wonderful day from the Philippines.